Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the ADC TV channel. This time back for another video. This is American things Europeans can't understand. So yeah, let's get into the video.
Sick of commercials. If you're a European enjoying a cozy night in on the couch in America, some of the stuff on TV may shock and surprise you. And no, I'm not talking about Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, I hate that program. You're in America. I don't understand. Like every 5 minutes, there's a commercial, which probably lasts about 10 minutes. Over here, generally, if it's an hour-long program, we have adverts every 15 minutes, and they're usually about 3 minutes long. I'll say, if I had to watch TV in America, that would drive me around the bend.
I'm talking about commercials, which arrive so frequently it makes watching TV feel almost...
Oh, we have these over here, but these are the adverts usually we play over here at like sort of 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when nobody ever watches it. But yeah, but some of the infomercial stuff that you find is just
unbearable to anyone unaccustomed to it.
Seals leaks instantly. Use it on
Especially pharmaceutical commercials, which usually show grumpy men and women turned into smiling, happy people by the product being sold. These are usually followed by an almost comically long list of potential side effects.
Oh yeah, I love this.
Speed, like Ambien ads.
I love these.
As well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur and in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression including risk of suicide may occur.
These types of direct-to-consumer commercials peddle prescription drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in 2002. The Commission stated that pharmaceutical companies were unable to provide impartial information on their medicines. If that's the case, why is it practiced in America? To put it simply, there's simply never been a federal law passed to outlaw the practice.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do that over here. You cannot advertise any prescription drugs on TV. It's not allowed.
This is in no small part thanks to the fact that direct-to-consumer drugs and their accompanying ads are a huge business. And in America, whether it's right or wrong, the rules tend to follow the money. Europeans might actually need a pill for the headache all those ads give them. May cause drowsiness, loss of limbs, telepathic powers, and a violent hatred of cheese. No place like home. Let's say you're a European who's just moved over to America. You found a house in a nice residential neighborhood, and you're going through your bills. Rent, water, gas, electric, all seems in order. But wait a second. What's a homeowners association?
I'm so glad we do not have these over here. Because if we did, I lived at one, I'd be fined every 5 minutes.
Fee. To a native, that's a pretty obvious question. But for Europeans, it's an unwelcome surprise. These fees contributes to the local homeowners association, which is somewhat like a neighborhood watch, but managing funds to be reinvested into the community. It goes towards things like residential maintenance and common spaces, which keeps residents happy and property values up. With around 24% of all Americans living under a homeowners association, they pay $200 to $300 on average per month in fees to these entities. Now, while some Europeans might struggle with this concept, it was a form of governance that was actually invented by France back in 1804.
Oh, there's a shock.
The condominium law was exported to the US, where it became incredibly popular. So, for any European that wants to complain about homeowner regulations and fees, feel free to blame the French.
Yep, sounds about fair.
Vacant vacation days. The USA has one of the largest economies in the world. A tremendous economy, in the president's words. But Europeans looking to get into the American world of work are often shocked when it comes to vacation time. U.S. workers are not entitled to mandatory paid vacation at all.
See, that I don't understand. Because some I know a couple of American people that work over there in sort of like high-powered jobs and stuff. And they are constantly working, but they get no paid time off. Jobs over here, majority of jobs anyway, you're entitled to at least a minimum of 21 days a year. It's in the working laws, for the UK. I don't get that. You work your ass off and then get nothing back in return for it. I say we get holiday days and we get them paid, and
Usually the issue of paid leave is left at the discretion of employers. And yes, that does include national holidays. According to research from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2017, only 77% of American workers had access to paid vacation. Now, the reason that might leave Europeans slack, John, is because mandatory paid vacation time in Europe starts at 4 weeks.
Yep.
In fact, America is one of the only Western countries where law doesn't enforce companies to give its employees mandatory paid vacation time. Don't believe me? Take a look at this map breaking down mandatory paid vacation time by country.
Yeah, you like this.
Only the great countries are known not to give paid time off. It's a working culture that undoubtedly favors employers over employees.
Of course it does.
Americans might want to think about learning Chinese instead, as employers in China must legally offer 5 days of holiday. Although that is after one continuous year of work.
Yep.
Win some, lose some, I guess. Florida man. If the American states could be looked at as a dysfunctional family, then Florida would be the weird uncle who once ran away with the circus and wrestled a tiger. The Sunshine State is the third most populous state in the USA and receives over 100 million visitors year on year. With so many people living between Miami Beach, Disneyland, and Pensacola, a little crazy is bound to be found on the fringes of
A little?
society. But what Europeans aren't prepared for are the crazy antics of Floridians that make daily headlines. From Florida man believed that he was half man, half dog in March 2019 to Florida man robs bank, strips naked, then runs down the street throwing stolen.
Please, please tell me that these aren't real stories, that this is just made up for the video. Because what part of the last guy was dog?
Money everywhere. In July 2017, you can search the internet for almost any day of the year and find a headline announcing Florida man has committed an utterly baffling
What the fuck's
crime.
that guy's
There
head?
doesn't seem to be an equivalent for any
Oh,
European
shit.
countries, although the UK to Florida man robs bank, strips naked, then runs down the street throwing stolen money everywhere. In July 2017, you can search the internet for almost any day of the year and find a headline announcing Florida man.
What the fuck has happened to his head? I wonder if he's got that look of expression on his face.
Has committed an utterly baffling crime. There
Look at the guy on the far right. It looks like someone's behind him and just shoved a fucking 50,000 volt cable up his arse. Then you got the guy above him. What was it, Cletus from The Simpsons? The woman on the bottom is just like, yeah. Lay off the bath salts, love. Just seriously, just say no.
doesn't seem to be an equivalent for any European countries, although the UK comes close with some of its questionable
That's
journalism topics
Look at
like
this guy.
Britain's fattest woman ate fridge and died.
Let me know the funniest local
That
headlines
is
you've
true.
ever seen at stories@bmas.com. VAT trouble. In Europe, like most of the world, tax is built into the price of items in-store and online. So what you see on the tag is what you pay. But Europeans visiting an American store might be left doing a
Why do you guys do that? But over here, the price you see is what you pay. That's no ifs. No, that's what you pay. And there's a thing. If they put a price on the shelf, and the price on the shelf is lower than what it comes up on the till, they have to show you the price of what it's advertised at. So say if something's £1 on the shelf and they charge you £2, they have to charge you £1. That's the thing. If you didn't know that, it's true. So next time, check your receipts as you go, because you'd be amazed how many times they do it. Yeah, and VAT is the same thing. It doesn't change by city in the States. Well, state, sorry. It's same constant, doesn't change. But it's confusing when you look at the price on the tag, and then until you find out it's like $9 more or something. It's just daft. I mean, over here, certain foods you don't pay tax. Kids' clothes and shoes you don't pay tax. And then there's various other things.
Double take at their bill when they reach the register. There is no national sales tax or value-added tax in America. Instead, American taxes differ by jurisdiction, of which there are around 7,000. Differences in these local rates, state taxes, or combined state and local taxes means that final prices for the same item can differ from one street to the next. For first-time shoppers in the U.S., this unpleasant surprise is a rite of passage that no one asked for. Tipping point. A meal...
Over here, if there's any Americans watching this, EB Blake, if you're watching this, we are not obliged to tip. We don't. There's no percentage we have to tip. We only tip if we choose to, or good, excellent service and stuff. But there is no law we have to tip. There's no minimum percentage. So say if it's a 50 quid bill and you've got like 2-3 quid in your pocket, you burn the plate. You pay by card on there. Sometimes the machine will say, "Do you want to add a tip?" Yes, no, don't have to. But yeah, so we have no compulsory tipping percentage.
At a restaurant can be a real treat, but Europeans visiting America sometimes stress about the tip. Although tipping anywhere up to 20% seems normal to most Americans, there's no such obligation in Europe. Indeed, it's mostly seen as a bonus reward for good service, and in some European countries, it's even considered rude and excessive to leave a tip.
Yep.
The American federal government, however, states that tips can be used to satisfy the difference between the employee's hourly wage and the standard minimum wage.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
This means food servers, valets, and in-house staff in certain states can be working for a federal wage of just $2.13 per hour, which is about €1.96. So if you're a European visitor to the States, get ready to factor in your tip to the overall price of your meal. You might well be contributing to a struggling waiter's rent.
Yeah, they shouldn't have
child
their
beauty
wages
pageants.
reduced and then
If
give
you've
them
ever
tips.
been unfortunate
Tips should be a
enough to have
bonus.
watched an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras on TLC, I think you might side with the
But
European.
There's a video. There's a percentage difference between people that tip because they have to and then tip because they got good service. The difference between the two is 1%. So only 1% of people tip more because they've made good service. So you can give shitty service and still get tipped exactly the same.
On the next matter. Child beauty pageants are common across America and usually consist of dolled up little girls being thrust onto a stage to entertain a crowd of screaming moms.
I don't get this trend.
Truly bizarre.
It's just...
But what's equally strange is how the craze got started.
Yeah,
Child pageants originated from American Better Baby contests in the early 20th century. Babies would be scored on characteristics like weight, quality of skin, and face shape, supposedly in the name of helping to educate mothers on best practices for healthy babies. But of course, it wasn't just for education purposes. There were also cash awards and trophies for top-ranking toddlers. This has slowly devolved into the bedazzled tradition of pushing a child on stage in full makeup and styled hair to do a dance routine for a prize money. Although some European countries host similar but smaller events, others like France have gone as far as to ban all such pageants, claiming they're an unhealthy way to treat young girls. If you ask me, their general creepiness alone should be enough to slam the brakes on child beauty pageants. Honey Boo Boo? No thanks.
God.
Size is everything. According to an old saying, everything's bigger in Texas. But if you're a European, you'll probably think that about all of America, right down to its people. It's no secret that America has a little bit of a weight problem. 2/3 of American adults classify as overweight, and it's estimated that almost 40% of adults in the U.S. aged 20 and over are obese. Contrasted to Europe, where a survey carried out in 2014 labeled just 15% of adults obese. That's a king-size difference, with a side of fries. The American tendency to overeat might have something to do with portion sizes in the
I mean,
States.
look, I mean,
A
that
study
is
comparing
ridiculous.
portions in Paris and Philadelphia revealed food outlet portions were 25% larger in Philly. And a review of 17 different single-serve foods like yogurt and candy bars found that 14 of them were bigger in Philadelphia. While a one-state to one-country comparison doesn't necessarily represent the whole, Europeans on social media often comment on how much bigger.
The size of those, I mean, Sam, that could feed you for a week. It's bigger than half the top half of her body. And the pastry thing, is that a Danish pastry? I don't know. I can't. No idea what that is. And then the size of that pizza is just absolutely insane. That entire pizza is wider than his body. It's daft.
Bigger everything seems stateside. Have you noticed this difference in portion sizes?
Yes.
Let me know in the comments below. Bonus points for food puns. Oh, sugar. Living in America can really...
Again, said this before to Mr. EB, Eclectic Beard. If you haven't seen this stuff before, go check him out. Hilarious. The sugar differences between the US and here. I mean, we have a sugar tax, which was brought in a couple of years back. The more sugar that's in a product, the more tax is added to it. For example, a normal bottle of Coke compared to the Coca-Cola Zero is about an extra 20p more. So you pay 20p more, 20 cents, you call it, and then for a normal full fat Coke than to a Coke Zero. Same with any sugary food, sugary drink, you get taxed more sugar in it, more tax.
give you a taste for the sweet life, but your teeth won't thank you for it. Why? Well, some American foods and drinks have been found to contain huge amounts of sugar compared to their European equivalents. Some common bread brands contain up to 6 grams of sugar per serving, 6 times the amount found in Europe.
Yeah, just proving the point. 6 grams of sugar in one slice of bread, and we have 1 gram of sugar. You know, I don't get why they have to put so much sugar into bread. You know, even something that could be relatively healthy is unhealthy because of the amount of sugar that's in it. So, even Americans that try to eat healthy aren't eating healthy because you've got so much sugar and salt in your processed foods. It's
European
ridiculous.
counterparts. But it doesn't end there. Taking a look at Pizza Hut's sugar content reveals most of their stateside pizzas have close to double the amount of sugar per slice as European versions. And in Starbucks, a UK venti white chocolate mocha will contain 62.4 grams of sugar. But in America, that shoots up to 72 grams.
Same product, same company, 2 different countries, 10 grams of sugar difference. This is my point. You know, I know Mr. Eclectic Beard, he's tried a lot of British chocolate and he said it tastes nicer. It tastes nicer than American chocolate, and we have way less sugar in our stuff than you do, than Americans do. But yet our stuff tastes better. Cut the sugar down. Should be, American companies should be made to sort of follow along, you know, the lines more sugar, taxes more. Simple as that. Because then, you know, that way you'll start seeing the 40% of obese people drop, and drop quite quickly, rather than them dropping dead.
Grams. I've heard of sweetening the deal, but any Europeans making the trip across the Atlantic might leave suffering from a toothache. Gaps in the market. European standards of building a public restroom involve plenty of privacy, mainly in the form of cubicles with doors that are more door than gap. Seems obvious, but it's a standard that Americans just can't seem to adopt. With ridiculously large gaps at the top, bottom, and sides, it makes for a truly uncomfortable first visit to an American toilet for unwitting visitors. On their first time, Europeans are left feeling especially susceptible to unwelcome visitors and peeping Toms.
Yeah,
Some people even resort to taping up the gap to prevent prying eyes looking in.
Don't blame them.
But as strange as the design seems, there are some theories as to why Americans build their stalls this way. For a start, high floor gaps allow for easier cleaning, and they do make it simpler to pass toilet paper from one cubicle to another. On top of that, the vertical gaps act as a deterrent for anyone thinking of doing anything naughty behind closed doors. But there's always the chance you might accidentally get a real eyeful. Maybe just close your eyes before entering any American restrooms. Triggered. It strikes many Europeans as a bit odd that in America you can pick up your groceries from one aisle of a store and a gun from another.
Yep.
Indeed, you can buy guns over the counter in places like Walmart, and ammo can be found in pharmacies.
Pharmacies. So, oh God.
But seeing as guns are still legal in many parts of Europe, what is it that Europeans find weird about the gun-loving, rifle-wielding, Second Amendment-touting American citizen? It might have something to do with America's gun-related death rate, seeing as per capita, there were 12 gun-related deaths for every 100,000 people in America in 2017. Very few European countries exceed 3 gun-related deaths per 100,000 people, and none even come close to America's 12 per 100,000. The causes of the problem are fiercely debated, but it might have something to do with how easy it is to buy a gun. Background checks are usually carried out, but a research survey from Harvard in 2015 estimated that a third of American gun owners have purchased a firearm without a background check. In Europe, many countries...
That's scary. That's frightening statistic. To hear that is... I mean, you try and apply for a license over here. Handguns and automatic weapons over here are illegal. Full stop. You can buy rifles if you like. Go to a shooting club. There's a couple around where I live, and shotguns, farmers, and people that go shooting. Fine, but you can't buy any automatic weapon and handguns.
Countries like Austria and Germany require would-be gun owners to go through a rigorous 7-step procedure before owning a gun. High-caliber handguns are outright banned in the UK, and many categories of semi-automatic weapons are illegal to own across Europe.
Yep.
It's simply much harder to legally purchase a gun in Europe than it is in the US, which I'm sure is a trigger point for some.
So, yeah, there you have it. That's some stuff that you guys over there do that make no sense to anyone in Europe. Or frighten us. The biggest thing for me is the amount of sugar that Americans put into their food. It's dangerous. Hence why the obesity level in the States is 40%. I mean, I don't know when whoever made the video, when it was done, if it's recent, but I bet given the coronavirus shit, I bet it's gone up more than 40%, which is quite scary because it means half the population of America is classed as obese, which is very frightening. Very frightening. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please leave me a like. Hit the subscribe and notification bell, so you will always know as soon as the second I upload any videos. I upload new content every single day. If there's anything particularly you want me to do a video on, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. And like I said, anything you want me to do in future, take a look at. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and take care, and see you in the next one. Peace.